What's up, people? Welcome back to my channel. If you're coming from LinkedIn, this is based on a statement where we hear things like, hey, if Scrum was such a great framework, it would be easy to master. No? And I just wanted to give you some examples of why Scrum and where Scrum is difficult to master and some things that you can kind of do about it. You know, if you're trying to use Scrum, we're talking about lots of changes across the company, with, financially, from the way that we fund teams or fund work, or the way that we manage people, or should we say lead people. How do we incentivize certain behaviors and structure our teams to bring out certain types of behavior? And then we could talk about value creation. Are we going for the big upfront design type of thing, a big bang, or we're going to be doing things iteratively? There's lots and lots of ways in which Scrum is going to affect or can affect the structure of a team or a department and or a company. For one example, a Scrum Master, you're trying to help a team become cross-functional. Now, to become cross-functional, it means that the team will have the competencies required to deliver the value that's been defined as whatever it is. Creating value and teams becoming cross-functional means the people are going to be affected. So imagine you're walking into a team and team members don't want to pick up certain types of skills or domain knowledge because they may not have an interest. Now, being cross-functional doesn't mean that you've got to know everything inside out. It means that the team needs to know enough that if somebody is not there for a rainy day, we can still get the work over the line. Nevertheless, it means that people have to maybe stretch themselves to acquire a certain level of skill and domain knowledge that they wouldn't have otherwise. How would you address that? Well, I'll talk about a general principle that I apply to that as we go. Self-organization. Self-organization shouldn't be difficult, right? Because everybody wants to be self-organized. We're all naturally people that want to act on our own volition. This is what we think. Well, that's not always the case, right? There are many people and many different types of cultures that don't always want that autonomy. They may want to be told what to do. You know, to create or stimulate self-organization, which you could say we already have anyway, is about, revealing value and helping people see what the benefit is. But that's only one part of the challenge, isn't it? Because that's just the team. You've also got to try and help perhaps a generation of management see that it's okay to create space for people to figure things out for themselves, which requires letting go of control and making mistakes acceptable. Okay, so that's another example. So then cross-functional, self-organizing, delivering something which is potentially releasable every 4 weeks. Now, this is really, really challenging because many organizations are not set up in a way technologically or from a relationship point of view with their customer to do this. Many customers don't see the benefit of delivering something on a regular basis. For one example, one of my clients, a big bank, they felt that they would lose face if they were to show something to a client that was half done. Whereas we might see it as beneficial because we can validate learning early and often and mitigate risk. The paradigm was, no, we need the full-blown solution, singing and dancing before we can even show that. Getting around that is one thing. But then, of course, there's a whole technology side. Maybe you're not set up in a way with whether it's microservices or you've got a big monolithic architecture. I don't want to get into the technical part. That's not for me to say. It's for teams. But you haven't got the infrastructure or the finance or the behaviors that will support your ability to get things out early and often in an iterative manner. So there you go. That's free now. And then finally, if we're working in a complex environment, Scrum is for complex adaptive problems. What that means is if we work with complexity, we know there are no black and white answers. Things have to involve experimentation. So now what we're talking about is helping people understand that the reason that we work in an iterative way in time boxes is to address uncertainty, for one example, and to test ideas, not just what we're building, but the way that we work. And so getting people to feel comfortable with survivable failure, should we say, experimentation, is a job in of itself. Both a challenge to help teams and also to help management. Now, I did say I wanted to point out some ideas on how to even approach helping people become cross-functional and self-organizing and autonomous, creating something potentially releasable. I could probably do 2 days of that. You probably think I'm about to plug a course. Well, I'm not. Well, not yet anyway. So here's where I would start. Awareness, desire, support. These are one of the principles I begin with. Whatever change people are trying to make, whether it's teams or management, whoever you are, if there's no awareness that there's a reason or a problem or opportunity, then, what's the point? Once people have awareness, we need desire. So they now need to have a kind of a feeling and an emotion to say, I can see why those things are beneficial. I really want to do something about it. I'm aware that smoking is bad, but I don't have the desire to do something about it yet. Okay, so these are different kind of levels. And then we get to support. That's going to be the NHS support group, where you go along and you try and quit smoking fags. Okay, so you don't want to start with the last one, support, which is just go along to the NHS support group when you're not aware that smoking's a bad thing, because you're not going to last very long. That's the first thing. Second thing to think about, you could also use the what, so what, now what, all right? And these are in some ways tools to build up awareness and desire. So what is it? So what about it? And now what? Oh, we want to do something, potentially release every 4 weeks. That's what it is. Well, so what that we're not doing it? Well, in the past we've done it and we built the wrong thing. We've lost this amount of money. It's not been very satisfying for the team building things or the customers. Well, now what? Well, here's what I propose. Here are the experiments. Okay, you get the idea. Now, to take another step back, to offer you my third principle, I'm giving you lots of goodies in this video. Think of Scrum as almost like a diagnostic type of kit, like weighing scales. They tell you where you are, okay? And so you're helping people see the system. You're revealing the system through the framework, because Scrum is built on empiricism. Empiricism is looking at evidence to make new decisions. And your job as a Scrum Master is to help people see what is happening, the objective and the subjective. Let people see what's up. And once you raise awareness, again, that can, I guess, be threaded back into the awareness, desire, support type of change psychology model. Okay. Scrum is hard to master because it involves people, and it involves companies that are going to go through all types of shifts and paradigm changes. And don't forget, I think when we do things on a smaller basis, we're able to do it in a more, should we say, a less harmful way. You know, we're not changing a clutch in a car or just trying to screw a light bulb in. We're talking about change with people, so it's kind of different. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope that was useful. Have a fantastic day. Peace.